we have been working slowly on the audio manager. Now, last time on stream, we were sort of struggling a little bit. I was struggling, not anyone else, it was me. We were struggling a little bit with sort of how to get this working in a way that is going to make sense for the rest of the game, because I want to have like customizable control over music events, sort of utilizing the Godot stream interactive. It's like a stream playback interactive, I think it's called. And this is it here. It's a stream interactive. And basically I really wanted that to sort of like be able to enhance the way that the music plays. And last time that we were here, I was sort of struggling on exactly the best way to structure that, because like you can have an audio manager and it can be responsible for, you know, playing a track. But if you want it to play a specific track at a specific moment, then, you know, you might be in a little bit of hot water, because you're going to need to like give it custom commands. And so I was sort of struggling with like how that can work when you've got like an encounter. Say you're fighting a boss, or you're in a room, you're trapped in a room with a bunch of enemies, and you want the music to play out a certain kind of way. But you don't want to have to like give custom commands. You want to have like, you don't want to have like a massive script just for your audio manager to play, like, or switch to this, switch to that. And we worked out that like adding tracks to these interactives doesn't really work anyway. So you can't like add tracks on the fly, because that was my first idea. You know, we'll add a track, we'll add an interactive to the interactive, because you can do that. And then just like give like a, what do you call them, like signal commands to switch to certain clips and stuff like that. That was my first idea. I thought that would work, but it doesn't. It sort of just pauses the music, which is fine. Anytime you change a stream in an audio player, it will just stop playing the music. So, okay, it didn't work. That was the first most obvious solution, just have a single audio stream interactive and manage it all. And then our second one was, what if we had like multiple audio players here in our audio manager, and then we can sort of, you know, hey, switch to this one when we're playing against a boss. And that we'll just do like a manual switch rather than having audio interactive. We'll have a separate interactive, and that does work, but it doesn't give you the fine-tuned controls. Like I want to say at the end of the third wave, elevate the music, right? Because that sounds cool. That's fun. And so how can you do that? And this week I've sort of been thinking about that, and I think I've settled on a solution, and that is to have a manual music manager override node that can be attached to, say, your encounter. So we've got an encounter music controller here, which is a class of the manual music controller, and the manual music controller is just like a bunch of, you know, signals and basic functions that don't do anything in its base class. You have to override them. I have to remove these like actual signals, because it is just through the signal manager, right? When you request control, basically. This manual music controller will send out a signal to the audio manager to say, hey, I'm going to start playing music now and you need to stop. And so the audio manager will receive that. And I need to clean this up. That's going to be something we're going to do today, because there's a lot of functions in this script that we don't need anymore, because it's just very basic. We needed to switch clips, and we needed to stop, you know, so I think it's like hand off to local controller. We fade out the music controller, and then we basically call back control granted. Operation Red Zone, welcome to the chat. How are we today? And so that's how we're going to do it. Basically, we send out the signal, say, hey, we're taking over. You're making a game engine in Godot. Curious. What does that mean? Can you make a game engine in Godot? I suppose technically you can. And so, yeah, we're just going to pass off control to the manual controller. And the manual controller is going to do everything it does. And so basically what you do with these encounters is you extend that music controller and you give it the custom commands that you need. So yes, you can if you put a lot of effort in, yeah. Nice, dude. And so with the encounter music controller, we've got like an end transition index, a finale transition index, and we can just like say what those indexes are. So like when you're in the last wave, transition to this section of the track, and that is gonna sound cooler, right? And then when you beat the waves, when you beat the encounter, play this at the end. And so like you can tail off the music rather than cutting it completely. And I'm still perfecting that, but like, cause it's a timing thing. Right. So we've got like a music transition to end where it's like get stream playback dot switch to clip. And it's like, that's all it does. And then transition to finale. Can you do Undertale soundtrack? I am not that talented. Toby Fox is like substantially more talented than me. But we're going to try. So I'm going to play this out just to show you guys what I've sort of ended up with. And you can, I guess, decide for yourself what it sounds like. Let me just pause the background music. And then we will go to this. I don't know. Actually, you know what? Like, I'm a little bit skeptical if this is even going to work. Let's run it. Get out of here. Okay, we are playing the background music. How does that sound on you guys then? Okay, so it's pretty good levels. This is the song I wrote this morning. You might be the next popular 2D game. We'll see. There's a lot of competition out there. I really like this song. I wrote this... No, I wanted viewers. Wait for it. I like this. But... we go into this room, and this is where you're going to fight an encounter, right? So we'll just wait for the music to loop back. I don't even know if this track loops. No, it does, okay. And then it stops. And then you play this. So this bit just loops. It sort of just plays this sort of frantic, glitchy beat until you get to the final wave. Let's do that. This is a very easy encounter act. As long as I don't spend too much time. And then it'll transition. And it's the last wave now. And it'll play this. And it'll just loop on this until you beat this section. And so it'll kind of give you just like an elevated moment. Now the ending's a bit dodgy. So this just loops, right? And then we kill this guy. And it'll play that. And then it'll lift the... and then switch back. And so that's like the entire thing. But this song is a bit too heady for this moment. There's actually another track that I'm going to play. I'm just testing things out. It's a bit dodgy. Yeah, we've got to like tidy it up. But like the structure is there in code to allow us to do this. So like there's a couple of things like the end like snippet is not like what I would use in terms of it doesn't feel like a sort of like a close off of that track. Like I'm not choosing the right notes. I need to go back and figure out what those are to make you feel like it's the end of that song. Right now it doesn't feel like that. And yeah, the timings are a bit off. So I'm trying to like work out the way that we can do the timing on that. So right now I'm putting that within the actual animation. So the trick is, right, like we know how long that ending track is. And so like the question I was asking myself was that, do we just do that by code and then we know when the music ends and we can transition back, or do we put that in the animation player so that there's like some kind of space between the two? And I ended up going with animation player, but like even then it still felt a little bit dodgy. Welcome, Hexa Nexa and Fat Kid Games and Test Chamber 404, welcome. Hope you're all doing well. Also Growling Octopus. I saw you there, sorry, before. We deleted the what are they called? Like those promoters that they want you to put like fake people in the chat. So yeah, that's what I ended up going with, just the animation player, but it works really well. So you get that control, that fine-tune control. It's just about like choosing the right tracks at that point and writing the good music, which is the harder part, I think. But we can always like subcontract for that. Like I feel pretty confident in my writing skills, but at the same time, like I don't have a background in this kind of music, and so it's a bit hard to know like, oh, what feels right in this moment. It's kind of a fun experience, like learning how to do that. Sort of just like, okay, because like if you're writing like just regular music, it's normally like, okay, well, you need a, you know, an intro, like an opening, a verse, and then a chorus, or like a pre-chorus or whatever, and you have like a set structure to the song, and you know when it's going to end. But this music doesn't end, right? Like it just loops. So you need to like find a balance between something that like moves through its like different moments in a way that makes sense, but also like loops cleanly. So yeah, it's pretty fun. I got to clean up so there's a couple things, right? So transition to finale, music transition to end, I think is the function I'm interested in. We switched to the clip end transition index. So that's fine. It just plays the final track, right? So if I look at the audio stream player here, we've got a bunch of tracks. We've got the intro, and then we've got the end bit right here, which I don't know if I can play. If I just switch to clip end and then play, right? So it does that. So it just fades out. It's got a long tail because you want a bit of space between when you transition back to the regular music and when you don't. But also, like, I want the click. So basically what happens here, if I go to 2D, we've got these placeholder balls here that come down, which sounds like that. And they basically open up and you're free to go and you can leave the room. So you want the sound of that you want it basically to be silent at this point. So it plays out its section, this bit here, and then the music should stop. And then you hear this. Well, you hear this, and then you can leave, right? But yeah, so like figuring out like that timing is kind of hard. I've just hard done it. You know what I mean? Like you can just look at, what is this called? Spring into action, I think is the name of the track. Animation Player is so useful. I use it for a main weapon system, so I started experimenting with sound. Yeah, I mean, you can use it, like, I think one of my early tutorial series with the first-person shooter, it's just, like, entirely run by the Animation Player. Or at least a large section of it. You just wait for the signal to come back for when so, like, when you change weapons and stuff, it, like, signals back and the animation is done, you know you can actually, you're using the next weapon kind of thing. It's really good. So we've got a bunch of stems here. And we want the end. What's it called? Spring into action end. Oh, yeah, it's right here. So we know that this is, what, 4.8 seconds, but it's really more like 2.4. 7 beats. How many beats? Like, I wonder if you can get that information off the, out of the system. Like, we know looking at this that the music stops at the 7th beat. So like, I don't know, this information is available in the game, so maybe why can't I just ask? But then I'm still like looking at that, like I'm not going to know based off anything else. Oh, you can see it right here. So it's on the 7th beat, you can see that it's 2.8. So like if you do it to 2.8 seconds, 2.8. And then you have to also move these close to that. It doesn't have to be exact. It's not super important. And then the function music to music controller end, that can just happen right after. Okay. Let's see how that sounds. Even if the exact track that we're using here we don't exactly like, it's still a good indicator to see if it feels right. You know what I mean? Okay, let's just get it. The starting is not like super clean either, but we'll work on that. Dude, that one showed up in the wrong spot. If I facing the wrong way. It's not bad. The timing doesn't work out. And the reason for that is because of the transition time. Because we're not taking into account that. Which is another tricky thing. We have control over that, right? So if we go back to the encounter and we look at like how this works. Set that, by the way, at least in the scene. What have we got here? We look at the transitions and how this works. Part 2 and then to end. So does part 2 to end, right? Yeah, so that's how this works. You got to read it from like top to bottom. It's kind of like one of those math tables, you know. You have to link up from part 2 to end. Transitions at the next bar, which is kind of slow. We've got 150 beats per second. I don't know how long a bar would be in 150 beats per second. I'm sure. How long is a beat? Well, we can just say next beat. Well, we could say immediate as well. I feel like that would be kind of missing the point of what this is for. But we can say next beat will be faster for sure. Because a beat is really short. It's like dot, 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 dot kind of thing. I don't know how that'll sound though. And then it's one fade beat. I'm assuming that's what that means. So it'll be like on the next beat, it'll fade across. It'll cross fade over one beat. Or we could just make it immediate. I actually haven't tried that. Let's give it a go. See how bad it sounds. It is all in the same key. It's from the same track. It's theoretically fine. Like musically wise, at least. It just might sound a bit. Because if you're like halfway through a bar, then it's not going to feel good. Like back in the day when I was playing music for the church. I was a church boy. And then someone was like preaching and you were doing like the ambient music in the background. Like when they were done, you sort of like wait until like the end of that bar to like play the track out. This guy's just appeared. I'm gonna work on that. Gosh, that guy just... It didn't even play. That's the other problem. I actually don't know what bug that is. I'll have to work on that. Let's see how fast I can get through this. Just jumps over. I don't know what he's doing. The timing is still off. I don't think I'm ever going to be able to get it like perfect. So you can't really break it. Even if you go as fast as you can, the transitions still, like, at least to my ears, don't sound too bad. See if we can do it. What is going on there? It's almost like it's already playing by the time it transitions. Hang on a second. What if I look at that? It's probably a problem with the transition. The encounter, edit transition. This is immediate. Yeah, see here? Same position. This is a problem. Clip start is what you want. That's why it wasn't playing. That's the bug there. So you want to transition to clip start. Fade mode. Okay, well that explains pretty much everything. One last try. I think this will be good and we can move on to clean up the... Get him. Ouch. Okay, that's way better. Yeah, that was probably the problem all along. Easy. I wonder what happens if I try to fight the boss. I haven't defined any of the audio stuff for it. Probably just doesn't work, right? Yeah, it just plays this music. Also, the zoom out is insane. Why did I do that? Okay. All right. Yeah, okay. So I'm pretty happy with that. I'll have to work on the exact music. Obviously, that's an ongoing process that will be for like a long time. But now let's look at cleaning up the actual audio manager. I just want the track. I just want the functions I need. I don't want to keep all the functions that I don't need. The other thing that we need to look at is switching between tracks for the main, turn this down a bit. We need to look at switching between tracks in like the main game. So right now we've covered like when we want to have like direct custom control, but like when you just go into another room, what happens? You know what I mean? So like if I go to the audio manager, what I'm thinking is eventually I sort of was like sort of playing with the idea of like feeding the clips to the audio manager, and sort of like working out like doing a switch over between two tracks. But I figure just like keep everything in a giant interactive and just like pass the string, you know what I mean? Like why not? I think it'll work. So we've got the two tracks that we've got here, the mystery and also into the facility. This is the main one that I think I want to play, not the mystery. But you've got these two tracks here, like and say we're just gonna have like a big long list. I don't know how big this game's going to be, so like it could just be like a big interactive, and I should probably save it, and in the scenes. Do I have like audio manager? I do, and then just say name it main audio stream interactive, and we could just like refer back to that whenever we want and add clips to it. And basically, what the plan is if you want to change tracks, you just like emit a signal with the name of the track that you want to switch to. Easy enough. I think it'll work. And then we can have like fancy transitions. Right now it's just like next beat, 1 beat fade. Should be fine. I was testing it out. Let's go here. So if you just hit play. I can't hear that very well, but I think it comes through all right on your end. Maybe if okay. And then if you just switch to the next one, you could do that down here. I mean, it's a pretty quick transition, but like if you're changing levels, you don't really want it to be slow. I guess we could make it, we could fade out. The loading screens are really quick. That's the thing. Right now, at least. So there's not really going to be, because I was going to say, we could just fade to like quiet transit, like switch the clip and then play it. But like the rooms change in like a matter of milliseconds. So I don't think this is really too much of an issue. But yeah, okay. So whatever. We'll just roll with that for now. We can always work on that later. All right, let's have a look at this script. Bring back the background music before I lose my mind. Okay, so got a bunch of signals that we don't necessarily need. We've obviously got the handoff and the take back control. These relate directly to the manual controller. That's fine. We've got a current player and a next player. I don't think we need a next player. That variable's kind of dead. And then we've also got the main player as well. We've got the main player and we've got the current player. This is all to do when we were trying to switch clips. I don't think we need that. We just set the main player. I'll leave it named that for now. So we can just pass in main basically anywhere that the current is set. So I'm playing around with my audio because it's all messed up on my end. Well, it's just weird, that's all. Okay, so when you change stream and switch clip, I don't even know if we're using that. We've got fade out and fade in right now. Change stream and switch clips is not a function that we're going to be needing. Let's just comment it out. That's also a part of the function, which means that this signal is probably not necessary either. We don't ever now that I've sort of learnt more about how audio stream interactives work, we don't ever want to add a clip to it while it's playing. It just doesn't work. So we're not going to change streams and switch clips. It's just not something that we want to do. It's not going to sound good. So then we've got change background music, which fades out the audio stream. Okay, so this one I think is what we are going to use. We've got this function here. I don't know if it's not used in any of our signals. I must have just wrote it at some point. We're going to fade out the audio player. We're going to change the track. Now, we don't necessarily, we can do this. This will change, like if we're planning to use just a whole big interactive, then we not necessarily even want to do this, but I think this function could be handy in the future, so I'm going to keep it. Switch clip is the main one that I think we're going to need. We've got an audio player string name, but instead of being an audio player, I think it's going to need to be a track name, because I used to, like, my plan was basically to get the audio player and then actually switch to that. It's like a whole thing, but what we actually want to do is just comment all of this out. Let's just, okay, we're going to keep it, but like we'll come back to it. Fade out and fade in we need. These are important. Start audio player. Yes. I mean, audio player dot playing equals true. That's all we need. We don't need to worry about current next player. There's only one. And then same with fade in. If we stop audio player, we just stop it. We don't need to worry about the next one that's going to play. And on encounter stream player finished. That is fine, but I don't know about that name. Are you using that? Take back control. I don't think we're using that. Just comment it out. We've been through a couple of different iterations in the last couple of weeks on this, trying to work out what works best. This is going to be main here. Switch clips. The switch clips we're going to completely change. That's fine. All right, so we've commented out everything I don't think we need. Fade in, start, stop. Change background music. Potentially not necessary, but we'll keep it for now. Okay, switch clips. How this is going to work is not by selecting the audio player. We're always going to be using main, and what we're going to do is we're going to take a request. Someone's going to say, can you like pass me the aux? Actually, it's not pass me the aux. It's like, can you play this song? And we're going to check if it's in our list, in our interactive, audio stream interactive, and if it is, we'll switch to it. So this will be track name. I guess we call it clip name. Right? And then we know that what audio stream player we're going to do. If not audio stream player.stream, none of this really makes sense. We just, oh, we're fading out the audio. Well, we're not even going to do that. All of this is not necessary. So what we're going to do is we're going to need to get access to the audio stream player. So, I mean, we could hold that in a global variable, but we can just grab it here as well. It's not a big deal. So we can go audio interactive, audio stream interactive, I guess. Interactive, and then it will be an audio stream interactive, and we want to go get, it's going to be main dot get stream playback, I think, or it's actually get stream. Maybe that's actually returning an interactive playback. Cannot assign audio stream playback. Yeah, so we actually just want stream. I wonder, can you just get stream? Whatever. We're going to get the stream, which will be an audio stream interactive, and we will say that we want to test. I believe you can go audio stream dot interactive dot has dot track. What do you call it? I might have to check the docs. Get clip audio, add transition from clip, get clip name, get clip stream. Surely there's get clip index from stream. Get clip audio events, get clip name from an index. Transition fade beats. Transition list, get transition list. We can get a pack 32 array. Well, that's a transition list, so we don't care about the transition list. Set clip audio events, set clip name, set clip stream. Really, we don't have like a get clip index from name. Curious. Okay, so how else would we do this? Surely we can iterate through the clips. Am I missing something here? Get clip stream. Get transition mode. Get filler clip. Get transition list. Get transition time. Has transition. Set clip name. Set clip stream. Huh. Weird. I thought there was a way that you could... I would really rather it be a string name versus an index, because an index is kind of confusing. I'm gonna forget if I come back to this in a couple of months. So audio stream playback interactive is the actual thing that you want to go switch to clip. You do need an index. Switch to clip by name. Oh, it's got it. Never mind. But does it return anything? Because I would like to test that first. Switch to clip by name. Switch to clip by name. Okay, so get current clip index. Returns the index of the current playing clip. You can use this to get the name of the current playing clip with audio stream index get clip name. Huh. Get clip name. Stream.get clip name. Okay. Get current clip index. Switch to a clip by name. I guess that's weird though. Like, why would they have a function for that, but not like a get an index from a name? Or like test that it even exists. Because that's what I kind of want to do an assert here and just like make sure that I'm even able to switch to it before I do. So I can push a warning if I'm like building up a scene and the track that I want to play doesn't exist. But I guess this doesn't return anything, and if it's not anything, if it doesn't exist, it just won't switch. Which is kind of annoying. Clip count. So we can get the clip count. Surely we'd be able to loop through the clips. What does it say? That can play back music interactively, combining clips and transition table. Audio stream that can play back music interactively, combining clips. Clips must be added first, and then the transition rules via add transition. Additionally, this stream exports a property parameter to control the playback via audio stream player 2D or 3D. The way that this is used by filling a number of clips and then configuring the transition table from there. The clips are selected for playback, and the music will smoothly go from current to the new one, while the corresponding transition rule, well, yeah, with the rules that you defined in the table. So, okay. Clip any, clip count, number of clip, initial clip. It returns an index. Add transition. I'm guessing from is they're all int. This is all, it all just works on int. Okay. Super annoying. So it's like I can use a string, but I'm not going to be able to get information back if it's the wrong string. It's like, alright, well, what's the point then? Get fade beats. Transition time. I should, and then it makes more sense to even just work with the integers. Because then at least I can test that it exists. Because I can ask the has clip, set clip name, set clip stream. That actually really annoys me. Might have to change that myself. Do a push request. There's not even like a function for get clips. So I can't even loop through them and then get their names via that, which would, if it was really big, be a massive issue. That's not even like a good way to do it, but like it would be a way to do it. Initial clip. Yeah, that's shitty. I guess it's new. Well, what does the transition list actually return? Returns a transition list from to interleaved. It's a packed 32. It's packed int, so it's like numbers. It's not like a dictionary. It's not going to give you the name. Yeah, this is all just ints. So it makes actually more sense to just use the integers, which is annoying because it's just not clear. Or you just have to YOLO. There's no assert or anything like that. Okay, we'll do that then. We'll just YOLO. There's gonna be no checking for now. We'll have to keep an eye on this to see if it changes or even see if we can add that ourselves. I feel like it should be possible as a way to look at the name of each stream, because you can set a stream. Like, you should be able to like inspect it. I don't know why there isn't a function for that. Get clip audio events. We actually have to get I guess you can get clip stream and then you pass in the int. Actually, you know, I'm cooking. Let me think for a second. So we get the clip count, we loop through it, we look at each stream and we can test its name, which by the way is not the same name as the one that's written in here, which is kind of an issue. Why is that not a property I can get to? Clip 0/name internal property. This property can only be set in the inspector. You know, well, I realize that. No, wait, we can, then there is like a get, there's a function for that, right? Like get clip name, right? And then you can test that against the index, right? So you get the clip count, you loop through that, and then you get the clip name for each one until you find the one that you're looking for. And if it doesn't return anything, if it returns -1, so we can set the variable to be -1, then it's false, it doesn't exist, don't transition. So that's how we can do it. I don't know about like the efficiency of that, but it can be done, right? You just have to loop through everything, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. We could also, like, if we know 100% that this track listing isn't going to change, then we can do that actually at the start, and we can build a dictionary of all the clip names and then test for that. That's probably the best way to do it. We only have to do it one time. We don't have to do it multiple times. But we'll create a function, not here, because this is going to be like a little bit more heavier. So we can just be like, probably we need two functions, right? We want to say get clip listing, get track listing, I guess you would say. Right, we're going to have like an internal list, and that's not going to do anything. It's going to return probably a dictionary, I would say. We'll write a pass in this right now. We have to actually define the variable. So we want to have a track listing, right? And that is going to be a dictionary. Dude, I can't believe you have to do this, right? And then it's going to be a dictionary of string and then int. So it'll be string name and then integer. And so that'll be the name of the track and then the clip index that it exists on. And I don't know why this doesn't exist as just a variable internally for this particular resource, but we'll go with that. So then we can go for I in, okay, so first of all, we need to get, we just copy the code here. We need to get the audio stream interactive. And then once we have that, we can go for I in audio stream interactive dot clip count, right? And then we can say dictionary, what is it called? Track listing dot, we're not getting the track listing, get. I also wrote get here. That's just kind of funny. We're not getting that, we're setting that. By the way, it's different. So we're going to say track listing, square bracket here. Hello, Nighttime Crafts. Welcome to the stream. How are you today? Track listing, and it's going to be the audio stream interactive dot get clip name I is equal to I, and that will be set there. And this says return a dictionary. It's not actually going to do that. It's going to return void. This is, you can set that. Set track listing. Okay. And then we can just test. We can just say when someone asks for one. We don't even need this anymore. Get out of here. We can just say if track listing dot has clip name, then If not, actually, we'll just say if not, then return. If not, then we're gonna push warning that track not set in interactive, stream interactive. I guess we'll just say not found in stream interactive. Check spelling. Cute bear, thank you. We got a friend today. A new branch manager. New branch manager loading. Check spelling or add to listing. And then yeah, then we can return. And then otherwise we can say var stream playback interactive. Which is an audio stream playback interactive is equal to main.get stream playback, and then we can say stream playback dot interactive switch to clip. And at this point we can really just do it by name if we want to switch to clip by name, because we've got that, we know it exists, and we can say clip name, and that should work. And we can delete all this other junk. By the way, Nighttimecraft says, don't forget to do the community poll. Yes, there is a community poll. Attention, attention. Not my community poll, but rather the Godot community poll. Where is Godot? Sorry, I'm looking on X, the everything app. Here. It says, the 2026 Godot community poll is here. Take notes, about 10 minutes, takes about 10 minutes to complete, and it's one of the more direct ways to influence where things head, and we want to hear from you. Now, it is important, I think, as a user of Godot, to make sure that you do this every year when it comes around, because like one of the best things about Godot is that it doesn't have telemetry, which the other engines like Unreal and Unity do. And so Godot can't really tell what you're doing, which is great. You want that. That's like an excellent feature of the engine. But at the same time, they need to know occasionally so that they can decide on the direction of the engine and what features are best add, what people are looking for. And so that's why the community poll exists. And obviously way better than telemetry because it's a voluntary. So if you don't want to submit it, you don't, but you should. And if you're not comfortable with stuff, I guess you just like can choose not to submit it. So I thought I'd go through mine now. Godot community poll. Actually, let's read what Emmy had to say. We want to learn more about the Godot community, understand who the users of the engine are, and find out how we can better support you. Oh, I didn't know about the poll at all. No, here, let me put it in the chat as well. I'll put it in the chat, in the description, all of that stuff. So check the description, or actually maybe I'll put a comment in the video once we're done. But they say yes. To achieve that, we have a short set of questions and hope you will take a few minutes to fill them out. The results will help guide our current future items in our priority list. So they have a list of things that they want to add to the engine. The poll is anonymous, which is awesome, and we'll take the results. And they share the results publicly once submissions are closed. It will remain open for a month and it only takes 5 to 10 minutes to complete. Okay, so let's have a look at the poll. It's time of year. If Godot Foundation wants to learn more about, let's make it a bit bigger so I can read it and you can too. Things we can, The Godot Foundation wants to learn more about the Godot community, about who the users of the engine are, and figure out what things we can do to better support them. And then they say again, it only takes 10 minutes, so they're repeating themselves, but that's okay. So, age group. I'm old as heck, guys. I'm in the... oh man, this feels really bad. Like, you know, it's like when you start getting older and you used to be in this age group, and now you're in this age group, and then you're in this, and now I'm on the like far end, right? Like I'm on the back end of this little table here. I used to be in the front, but now I'm in the back, and I'm I'm on the bad side, guys. Oh goodness. I am male. Where do I live? Oceania. I love how we get to say that. It sounds so cool. Not Australia. Oceania. Ah, you can choose Antarctica, by the way. What the heck? I mean, I guess some people do live there. I don't know. Before using Godot, which of the following did you use? I have used so many game engines. I've never really made anything commercial in any of them, but I've used them all. Okay, I haven't used them all. There's way more here than I use. Unreal Engine, Unreal Editor for Fortnite. No, I haven't done that. I haven't used any of these before. Did not develop games. Did not do any development. Okay. Next. RPG Maker was my first engine. That's what I used to use when I was a kid. When it was RPG Maker 2003. This section will focus on the Godot engine usage. Questions range from how you interact with the software, the details about your project, and production setup. When did you first hear about Godot? I'm an OG, so I get to choose that one. I might be old, but at least I knew about Godot a long time ago. 2022 or earlier. When did you start using Godot? 2022 or earlier. How experienced are you with Godot? I would say that I've used it. I guess I would say I'm starting to use it on a professional project. Because I obviously I use it a lot. I used it to make a bunch of tutorial content, but I've never made like a professional project before, which is what we're trying to do with this game. So, you know, I'll say that I started working on a professional project rather than saying that I use extensively. So, but you've got the options like I'm following tutorials. I used it for small projects and game jams. That's where I would normally choose it, or large non-professional project. But yeah, we're going to go with started working on a professional project at this point. In what capacity do you use Godot? Technically, I am self-employed, like from a legal standpoint. But yeah, hobbyists. Both, I guess. I'm a hobbyist, but for tax purposes, I'm self-employed. Do you work in a team? If you work on multiple teams, please answer. No, I work alone. Do I use version control? Yes, I do, but I haven't done a push in ages. I really should. Which version control system would you prefer to use with Godot if it was available? I guess Git. I don't know anything else. Is there? I should probably like figure out something else because Git's kind of like messed up now. But it's fine for what I do. But like from a business perspective, I don't know. They're kind of weird. How do you primarily share files when working a project with a team? I don't work in a team, so that's fine. But like say, okay, so for example, when people are asking me questions, even today I had someone from the course ask me about like certain questions. I'll get them normally to send me a Dropbox or a Google Drive link to their project so I can help them. Which is better, Godot or Unity? Easily Godot. Easily. I'm biased, obviously. I use it for everything, but like, I don't know why you would need to use Unity. I can't really think of a good use case for it now. Like maybe because of the asset store, I guess. I don't know. Okay, let's have a look. What projects are you using for Godot? So, okay, I'm obviously making a 2D game, but I have made plenty of 3D game devs. I've never used XR and I've never used GUI. I've never used it to make a GUI based game. Okay, what better describes my skills? I would say that should I say that I'm an advanced programming? I wonder what people would rate me, because I'm not professionally trained, but I feel like I'm skilled enough to consider myself like, I know what I'm doing, but we'll see. 2D, 3D art, I'll say basic. Actually, maybe even intermediate with 3D. I'm not good at it, but I know how to use Blender pretty well. Game design, I'm pretty bad at, I'll be honest with it. My game engine mixed both of the greatest features. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, that's right, because you said you were working on an engine. A fork of Godot, I guess, but like, yeah. I don't know, like it's been a really long time since I've used Unity, so last time I used Unity, it was like in 2018 or 2019. But yeah, I don't know what even, like aside from the asset store, what you would even want to use it for. Well, I guess if you like C#, but you can do that with Godot. VFX, nah, I'm actually no skill. Music and audio, I call myself intermediate. Writing, no skill. QA, no skill. Production, no skill. Business, I'm businessman. It was a long time ago. Marketing, I guess I'm okay. I'm okay at marketing. I'm not like super. I'm not a. I don't do a lot of marketing, but I think I'm okay at it if I want it to be. But yeah, business, obviously. I am an accountant. You want some business advice? I'll give you business advice. I'm professionally trained to be able to give you business advice. Which categories would better fit your current Godot project? It's a platformer and a... Do we have Metroidvania? Yeah, we do. Sweet. Action adventure, I guess we would say. Yeah, I guess I'm not going to put any role... There's no role-playing elements. It's not roguelike. Roguelite. Okay, we'll go with that. Do you use or plan to use networking in your game? For reference, peer-to-peer, games with your friends. I wanted to make a card game with peer-to-peer, but I'm not going to do that yet. But no. Are you using Godot? No. I guess I just leave that blank. What are your main revenue methods? Okay, so I obviously make money through YouTube and education. So that's subscription, education, and advertisement? Like, where would you put YouTube? What are my main... Oh, okay, main revenue for Godot. I guess, like, my main revenue is actually education, because I actually was doing my tax return yesterday, and... Like, by and large, the Udemy course is the biggest income earner for the channel. And, like, YouTube is, you know... What is my main revenue? What do you use? Okay, so, like, I select all of these. Advertisement, subscription, maybe other. I don't know. And then we can say, what are your main revenue sources? And then I can come here and perhaps I could say something... else. I don't know. I do make some sales on itch. My projects are non-commercial. That's not true. Direct sales, maybe? Okay. Anyway. Publish on the following platforms. I like itch. I like Steam. I don't know much about Epic Game Store. I would publish on everything. Like, when this is... If this game gets finished, I put it flipping everywhere. You know what I mean? I'm not super interested in the platforms over here though, because they're a little bit harder. In fact, I would say even Apple Store. Basically anywhere I can without significant struggle, because like I can push to itch, Steam, Epic, and Google without any help, right? So those are the ones that I like the most in terms of like which ones I'm going to choose, and probably the web. I can sell it directly on my website, right? But when it comes to like Apple, Nintendo, Xbox, PlayStation, those require me to pay somebody else to do it for me, right? Even Apple, like technically I could buy a MacBook to like compile the game for the Apple games, for Steam, right? But like, I'm just not, unless the game's like mega successful, it's just not something that's on the cards, right? So like, yeah, if you sell a bunch of units and you make like $100,000, yeah, maybe you buy like a MacBook so that you can build one for the Apple App Store. But like, until then, why would you? And then same with these, like unless you're like have proven success on Steam, there's no point. Web, obviously, Meta Horizon, so I don't know nothing about that. I would say like least likely. Discord, what is Discord activities? Can you make games that can be played directly on Discord? GOG, yep, we're gonna put it there. Humble, yep. Netflix, no way. Pokey, don't know. OpenHarmony, don't know. What's the question? Your interest in publishing on these platforms. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Which development platforms do you primarily work on? I use Windows and Linux. So obviously when I stream, I use Windows because streaming on Linux is a bit like problematic, I guess to say the least. But when I'm not streaming, I'm usually working in Linux. The only times I'm not using Linux directly for game development, obviously when I'm on stream. And the other thing is for music, because music on Linux is a little bit, it's tricky, right? Like I use Reaper as my main digital audio workstation. But the thing is, the VSTs are very often not available, and getting them working is a bit hit and miss. You can do it, but like, it's just not like great. You know what I mean? So I just use Windows. It's just easier. And that's it. I do sometimes use Android, but not super frequently. I guess it's primarily working, so I won't tick it. Like I don't mind using Godot Android. I think it's pretty good. What type of hardware do you mainly use to run the Godot editor? FamiTracker is good. Yeah, FamiTracker is pretty good. I'm like, the thing is, I do have that downloaded, and I just don't like I don't feel like I get as much customizability. Like I've been using this plugin called Soraboy for all this music, so it's all Soraboy, right? And you can just like define all of this stuff really easily, and then play the tracks. How do you think AI is affecting my work? Well, it's not affecting my work at all because I don't use it. But like, yeah, sure, people are gonna like integrate AI into their workflow, and that's fine. I'm not going to, because I like to code for fun. It's what I do for fun. This is not my job. This is like something I just do because I like to do it. And so, you know, and then there's obviously a bunch of other concerns around AI. But yeah, for me, it's mostly about like enjoyment. I'm never going to use it for art. Obviously, that's so stupid, but like, I'm not going to use it for coding either because I'm having fun. Okay, I use a desktop computer. What type of Mac do I use? Optional only if you're using Mac. We have an iPad here. I could, yeah, I don't think it runs. I'm late to the party. Kara, welcome. How are you doing today? We're doing the Godot doc Google. I just read that. We're doing the Godot community poll. I used to work code, but that's because it's work code. Yeah, exactly. Use it for work because it's like I'm trying to get my deadlines done, and I need to like write a bunch of boilerplate, and I don't want to have to like do that, so I just get AI to do it. I think that's fine. And I can see like it's one of those things where it's like it's really clear to me that like obviously in like the game dev space, like in the commercial industry, like if you're running a business, it makes a lot of sense because you're like on the clock. But I'm not doing that. I'm just out of here like chilling. You have to compete with people that are doing it. Exactly. Okay, which version of Windows do I use? I use Windows 11, but it's completely gutted. There's a tool you can use from Titus. Chris Titus? Is it Chris Titus Tech? I forget. He has a tool that you can download and just like take out all of the shitty things that Windows 11 does. What type of graphics processor? I would say it's a low to medium end. It's pretty old at this point. It's an AMD. It does the job. Wait, so it says 800 series and up. Actually, that might be high end. What is AMD 800 series? I have a 6750. There's a pill with my integrated graphics. Damn. Yeah. I haven't used integrated graphics in a long time. Built-in Radeon. It's like AMD GPU 800 series. It doesn't even come up. I don't know what they're on. Whatever. I'll just say I have a high end. Oh, it's 6, like the star is meant to be the wild card. I get it now, 6.8. So like I have a 6.750, so that would be medium end. I understand it. I looked at the NVIDIA one and I sort of got it because it'd be like if I had a 3080, right? Yeah, I badly need to upgrade my computer, but I've just been making web applications for like the past 10 years and I don't play games that are less than 10 years old. Yeah, I think that's fine. Like it's one of those things you sort of like, I think I could get away with way less now. Like obviously back in the day when everything was just pushing graphics, it was like you need to have a good graphics card. But like nowadays, like even the games that I do play that are brand new aren't even graphically intensive, so I could get away with having way less. And like I'll be honest with you, I don't really upgrade my GPU. It's just in the background. I figured out how to get them to run without graphics cards because they are old enough that my CPU can just emulate it. Exactly. Yeah, I mean, I'm just gaming on my my Retroid most of the time now. I think like handheld gaming is so good. I really love it. I really love it. You know, because like you get away from the computer and stuff, and you can just do it on your couch. It's really nice. Does your graphics card support hardware accelerated ray tracing? You know what? I don't know, but I'm gonna say yes. I don't know. I think it does. 6750 ray tracing supports hardware accelerated ray tracing. It does. Yes, it does. How old is the hardware you use? I think I did it. I made a short. You can just go check the short. I don't know the exact year. I think it was 2021 that I built this PC. It was right after COVID. I posted too many shorts. I can't find it. This is way back in the day. Your Aussie accent is strong. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for noticing. I try. How to load... My computer blew up. It's actually the first short I ever posted. That's crazy. I wonder if I can play it. So my computer died last weekend. Here it is in its dusty glory, breathing its last breath. It just would not boot. Pretty sure it's the power supply. Looks pretty gross. Rusting on the edges. Yeah, so like 2021 was after COVID. They kept COVID restrictions and masks until 2023. I mean, for me, I guess it depends where you're from, right? Like I live in Queensland, Australia. So like there wasn't much COVID to begin with. So I love using Blender and being able to render things at a reasonable speed. We have a visitor. I don't think that came up on camera. My angel just came in, like literally came within reach and then just left. Hang on a second. Angel. Come here. Come here. Up. She's not gonna do it. She doesn't like the tiles. Yeah. Like. Oh, was she? I didn't even notice. I don't know. Normally she likes to hang out here, but because we've been getting renovations, she hasn't been. I love how you assumed it was a compliment. I'll take it as a compliment, man. I think people should embrace the Australian accent. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I live in a okay. So wait, I was responding to oh yeah, the COVID thing, 2021 after COVID. Yeah, we barely had COVID here. Just being so far away, and then also they locked down the state. It was actually kind of crazy because I live very close to the border. Actually, I don't want to. Probably you've already given away too much information. Angel the dog. But yeah, so for me, like the worst thing was like having to travel interstate. Like I had to go back to my home state of Tasmania, which is on the other side of the country, and that was a pain in the ass. But like other than that, it was pretty easy. Hello, Maxim. Welcome. But yeah, so yeah, it was 2021. What did I say? 2022.
I had an old i5 3570. So
oh, that's what I was going to say. The rusting. Yeah, I live very close to the beach, so I assume that's why it was like that.
I thought it was
also like check out how I just glued the ring light to my to my wall. This is all like pre-reno. I have like this gross carpet from the 80s.
time for an entire.
And I don't even have like a computer chair. I just have like a regular chair. This is like dining table chair. That dining table is crazy old. I didn't realize Australia didn't get hit by COVID, but also you have my biggest connection to Australia, so that's the reason. It wasn't like, I mean, it depends where you were, because it's a big country. Like, I think Melbourne and Sydney copped it, but because Melbourne and Sydney, I speak normally, Melbourne and Sydney had like a really bad run, but like for me, it was nothing really. Bro, I can do that rainbow thing, don't worry. I find gold hunters in Tasmania from the horizon photos. Yeah, that's crazy. Welcome, NA Games, how are you? Queensland has the best beaches. They're alright.
System upgrade. Well, mostly.
Oh,
I got a
and I had a CRT TV. I got rid of that.
new i7 11700K, and to save a bit of money, I stuck with my current GPU and my current cooling
But yeah,
situation.
anyway, so that's I built that in 2022. We worked out based off the clip 4 years ago. Everyone was like, holy shit, this is a power supply. Okay, so that answers that question. I guess 2 to 5. Looks clean. Looks clean. My friend lives near a lake and like his clothes just mold. Yes, I have a big problem with mold too. If he leaves them out, because I like, yeah, it's very damp where I live. It's a rainy place. It has nice beaches, but it rains a lot. What are the export platforms that I target? Windows, Linux, and Android. That's my main things that I'm planning to go to. Godot, which version of Godot do you run the most? 4.8? No, wait, what the heck? 4.7. Chilling on this Saturday morning. How are you doing? Heard you encumbered with work. Yeah, we've got some trades going on. I'm not doing anything. I'm working. Oh, well, I'm working my real life job while they do like the hard work, which I'm very grateful for, because like this is the first time that I've done, like, we've been doing house renovations for years now, like probably since that actually that same year we started the renovations, 2022, and we've mostly done them ourselves. Not everything done ourselves. Like I didn't do the tiling, for example, but we did all the framing and all the plastering with the help from my dad. And it's like, this is the first time that I've just hired a builder to do to do renovation work. And it's like actually crazy how fast they work. It would have taken me weeks to do what they did in the last couple of days. But it's also like very overwhelming because you have people in your house like 24/7. Well, okay, not 24/7, but like, you know, from the morning till the afternoon, every day until it's done, I guess. Okay, so we use 4.7. I get a bit distracted. Okay, so are we using Godot 4.x for your main project? Yes, we are. Godot 4 is missing a feature that I need and that is only available on 3.x. What would that be? What is your main way of obtaining and using Godot? I will get it from... Okay, so I get it from my distro package manager. I get it from Steam. I guess I will just go from the package manager. Shout out to Pacman. Okay. Which is your most used programming language? GD script, 100%. Do you use GD extension? I don't. Do you use custom Godot build modules? I guess the answer is I use the official builds. Do you use any plugins? Yes. I use Dialogue Manager. Shout out to Nathan Hode. Nathan Hode, by the way, released his game. So if you use Dialogue Manager, then you need to like go and check out his game, or at least put it on a wish list or something. The least you can do. Bravest Coconut. Fellow Queensland dev, by the way. So yeah, I use his plugin. I use his plugin called Dialogue Manager to bin chickens. To use for all of my dialogue in the game, and he just released his game, so give it a wish list. I met him one time at the Brisbane Game Festival. He was super nice. I played his game, it was very fun. I'm gonna play that too. I'll buy it eventually. What art tools do I most commonly use alongside Godot? Okay, Blender, GIMP. Okay, that is from the trailer. Pixelrama, I don't use that. I'm lying. A-Sprite, basically. Those are the three. What else is there? Oh, there's tons of stuff. No Reaper. They got like substances on it. Audacity. They got Audacity and FL Studio, but no Reaper. Actually, what the hell? I feel so unseen right now. Do you use an external editor as your primary method? No. I just use built-in. No Krita? No, I don't really use Krita. I don't like it that much. I use A-Sprite. Obviously, I'm doing pixel art games, so A-Sprite makes the most sense. and then GIMP if I need to do like UI stuff sometimes, and then Blender occasionally for 3D. So like I was working on, for example, I'm not particularly good at like drawing, and so like I wanted to draw the title screen, but I wanted to be like an in-depth picture of like the facility that you're breaking into or you're rescuing people from. And it was like, I don't really know how to draw like a landscape like that, so I'm going to lay it out in Blender and then render it, and then I'm going to trace over it. That's basically what I'm trying to do with that, but I'm still not very good at art, so you might not see that for a while. I might just pay someone else to do it for me. Do I use an external editor? No. What performance debugging tools do I use? I am just like too dumb for that kind of stuff, so I don't use anything. I guess just leave it unchecked. What the hell is any of this stuff? I've never used any of that stuff. If you're using AI, which tasks do you get the most assistance with? Okay, I'm very interested to see like how this actually pans out and what they actually end up using, or like what actually comes out of the poll to see what people choose. If they're using AI for chat or agentic code, I think these ones are the ones that most people. Actually, you know what? I think this will be the biggest one. Asking AI chat for help. I don't do that though, because I don't think it gives me much help. Although I do have a story about AI actually helping me for the first time probably ever in my life. But I think this will be the most common one, followed by like agentic code. And then I don't think you'll see much asset generation. I don't know. I'm very interested to know if asset generation is that common within the community, and maybe in-game translation. Like, I'm not even against using AI for that. I definitely asked the AI for help. Yeah. Like, using it for like text related things is like the one thing it's good for. So that's fine, I think. Game testing, I don't even know how you do that. I don't use AI and I'm against it. Oh, look, there's even a button for me. Maybe this will be the highest one. So this is the curious thing. Like this, I think, is like the most interesting question. Yeah, AI to regurgitate documentation is what I think like LLMs are for, you know? I may have said this before, but I'm very ADHD and it's very difficult for me to like read through the documentation. It's a lot of words, man. I don't blame anyone for like doing that. And I think it's like a really smart thing to do. Like if you just feed it the entire documentation and just say like, I'm looking for this, I've got a question related to this, can you spit out like whatever? It's really easy for me to ask someone questions repeatedly about every aspect of the framework. Exactly. Which something a human would never be able to have the patience for, but an LLM would happily do. Yeah, that's a fair point. If I'm using AI with Godot, which task do you get the most assistance with? Okay, I guess I'll put like, I just won't answer that question. Indicates required. Wait, did I, gyms teach more than school about health and body mechanics? I think I get what you're trying to say there. Okay. What community spaces are you active in? I guess I'm on Reddit, I'm on Discord, I'm on the Facebook. And YouTube, Twitter. I definitely spend too much time on that app. Not really doing anything to do with Godot. Developer chat, no. Following content creators. I really want to start going to the developer community. In like, it's not even for Godot. It's just for like, game makers. But it's just so far away. Attending game industry conferences. Okay, I think that just about covers it. Oh, there's Bilibili. Oh, that's so cool that there's creators on Bilibili. Shout out. Do I engage with the official Godot social media accounts? Yeah, I do. How do you feel about the contents? Oh, well, I don't use Blue Sky because it's kind of annoying, or Mastodon. I don't have like enough headspace for all the different social medias, but I'm on X, Twitter, and all that anyway, and Reddit, and Twitch and YouTube. Are you active in the Godot community-run spaces? Community of a Godot, private Godot-centric servers, third-party local user groups. I guess I could say that I am. Yeah, I would say community of a Godot content creator. Yo, where's the button for say I am a contributor? I don't know how to contribute. I don't contribute. I don't really like that kind of stuff. I would maybe one day, but like, you know, it is what it is. Do you contribute to the documentation? I don't. Do you contribute to Godot translations? No. I'm Slack. Do you actively help other users on support channels? Yeah, I do actually. That's my contribution to the community. Do you know you can contribute by testing bugs and features? Yeah, I do, but I don't really have the time for that. Do you work at a game development studio? No. Okay, just not answer that question, I guess. How satisfied with you? The pace of development. I actually think it's very impressive how fast the engine is moving these days. Development direction, I think it's great. Project contributors, I'm happy with the leadership as well. The communities, I guess I would say we're good. We're pretty active. Like all the places that I hang out at, there's people posting. You know, image of Godot. Yeah, I think people like it. Professionalism, yeah. Accessibility, I actually don't know. Is that an answer? Is that something people, I wouldn't know because I don't have accessibility issues. I'm hearing impaired, technically, but it doesn't affect my ability to interact with anything because I can still hear. I guess I am like, no, I don't know, I'm short-sighted. That's not really like a disability. How satisfied are you with the pace of development? Performance? Yeah, I guess it's pretty good. I don't know. I've never come up against like the very few cases where I've come against performance. Editor usability. Yeah, I think it's pretty usable. Asset import, it's gotten a lot better. Used to be trash. Localization, I wouldn't know. I only speak English. GD script, I like GD script a lot. C#, I don't know. Asset store, ooh, this is a tough one. I think it's going in the right direction. You gotta have it. I mean, it's kind of cool that we're like, you know, we don't have anything. You know, it's like non-commercial. That is kind of cool, but you kind of need to have it if you want to be successful. So it's 3 weeks old. What's 3 weeks old? What are you talking about? Gym teaches more than school? What? The asset store is 3 weeks old. I mean, the asset store has been around though. Like the concept of an asset store. The concept of an asset store has been around. I guess like the asset library existed before that. So when they say asset store, I kind of think they mean the asset library as well. So it's like moving in the right direction. It looks way better. I don't feel like it's that heavily integrated into the engine. I think probably the way that, at least I've experienced it in Unity, it feels like a lot more integrated in Unity than it does in Godot. Like I don't even think to look at it when I, like when I use it here, like there's no, I guess, oh wait, there's literally an asset store thing now. Okay, never mind, I take it back. There's a button for it and you can go and browse. Okay, so yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess that's pretty good. There's going to be a lot of trash, eh? When this actually moves to paid. I used to do paid assets. I don't anymore. Not worth it. I like the documentation though. I think it's pretty good. Rendering? I don't know. I guess it's fine. Physics? Could be better, right? Like physics is kind of bad. It's gotten a lot better than it used to be. What's that number? Tolerable. Mobile support actually is really good. Animation is fine. 3D kind of sucks, but that's just 3D. With Jolt is fine. Yeah. See, the fact that you have to even switch. I mean, actually, Jolt is 3D. There's Jolt 2. Is there Jolt 2D? I don't even know. That's how little I think about it. Default? Godot Physics 2D. You've got Jolt Physics for 3D, but not for 2D. Yeah, Jolt, I'm glad it's integrated now. It's a lot better than it used to be. Audio is actually pretty good. I mean, obviously I've been complaining about it for the first part of the stream because I think maybe that could be expanded, but it's actually pretty good for what it is. For like a free product, you can do a lot with it. Networking, I have no idea. XR, don't know. Demos, don't know. 3D features. I would say like 2D, it's the best engine. 3D, it's pretty good, but it's not like number one. I guess we'll just go with good. You can't make it like an open world AAA game with. It's just not going to happen. So until like you get to that point, it's not really like. But then I guess the question is, does Godot need to be the engine that can make AAA open world games? Like, do we need that in the engine? I don't know. I feel like the answer is, like, from my opinion, is like probably not. Because if you're targeting that, you have to change the way that you do things. Out of the Ashes, Road to Vostok. Road to Vostok, okay, that's a really good point. That's obviously a really big game. I haven't played it. It's out now, right? I should probably give it a go to see how I feel about it. So I guess that people are proving that it can be done. Stalker vibes. Hot take. I never really liked Stalker that much. It's very successful. Got released in 8. It's early access. Yeah, I mean, I guess they're proving that it can be done. I'd have to play it. I bet you it feels great. I mean, with things like this, you know that it's good. It's up to like a level that people are at least accepting of. I should test it out one time. How much is it? Oh, I can download the demo. Okay, are you interested in attending Godot Con in the future? I would be, but I live so far away. Which city would you prefer future editions? Oi, bring it to Australia, mate. Okay, that's not a choice that we have. Paris? No. Spain. If we're gonna have, I'll choose like the next best thing, which would be Spain. Because that's pretty easy as an excuse to go there. Valencia. Where else is there? That's pretty easy for me to get to. I don't want to go to America. I don't think I'd get in. Especially after what they was saying the other day. Yeah. I reckon Spain would probably be my preferred destination. Anywhere in Europe is good. I can get there. What months would be the most convenient? Obviously in July or August. Mate. So at least it's summer and I can have a vacation. How long? I don't know, 2 days? That seems fine, right? Okay, so what kind of sessions are you most interested in? I like marketing. I like panels, talks. I really like that kind of stuff. Playtesting games, that's fun. Workshops is fun. Q&A sessions. Not so. I don't think I'd ever do a game jam at one of these things because I don't really even like doing game jams on my own. It's just such a time sink. And yeah, I don't think we're finding jobs. What barriers have prevented you from attending location? Obviously. We're at the bottom of the world down here. As you know, the non-profit Godot Foundation takes care of Godot in matters that finance and administration. Yo, hire me. This means that your donations are used to hire people to work part-time or full-time. These jobs include engine developers as well as related tasks like code review, production management, community and marketing efforts, and more. Additionally, they pay for essential infrastructure like web hosting and hardware. Do you contribute? I do. How comfortable are you with the following sources? What? Funding sources. Individuals, okay, totally fine. Companies, I actually think it's fine. Just get them from anything. Get the bag. It doesn't really matter. Just make sure that you have like a way of preventing influence getting out of control. Like you don't want companies to be able to like influence the board, like get a couple of people on the board and then change the direction of the engine entirely. So like I don't have any problems with them giving money as long as you have a way of preventing them from having too much influence. Each of the following, like NVIDIA does give money, right? A bunch of people do, right? We can have a look afterwards. Each of the following is a potential area of growth spending for the Godot Foundation. How comfortable are you with donations being spent on each of the following? Education, excluding documentation. I mean, I think that's fine. Yeah, right. Okay, what do we actually want the money to be spent on? Engine development, obviously. Attending organizing events. I mean, it's fine, but I don't think it's the most important thing. The asset store, I don't think... I mean... Build it and they will come, right? And then just maintain it. Merchandise store, that's fine. Community management is fine. I don't really... Documentation, good. Advocacy and outreach? What does that even mean? I don't necessarily have a problem with any of these. In fact, I would say I'm not uncomfortable with any of them. Maybe the asset store? I don't know. I'm a bit mixed on the asset store. I don't really know how I feel about it yet. Like, what would they be spending the money on? Anyway, submit. My responses have been recorded. You should respond. You should submit your responses as well. This is an important part of the community. So get in there, give it a go, and let them know what you think. You know? And yeah, I don't know. Yeah, who is actually... How to contribute Godot Foundation. Who are the big contributors? How can we find out that? Is it like here? Donate. Score Warrior. Corporate Platinum. So you got like Mega Crit. Obviously Battlefield. Yeah, it's like, obviously you don't want, you know, Battlefield or ARM or whatever getting too powerful. Kronos Group. Is that what NVIDIA is? Where are they? I have heard that before. It must be on this list somewhere. Corporate Silver. I don't know where I am. Am I on this? Hey, there I am. I'm gold. But yeah. It is what it is. You got to get the bag somehow. That is just the society we live in. Anyway, should we get back to work? I forgot what I was doing. Okay. We were working on our audio manager, cleaning it up. Okay. That's right, switching clips. Push warning, track not found. If clip has name, then we switch clips. All right, yeah, actually, you know what? Like, I think that's enough. That would work. That was the last thing I did. Let's delete some of this commented code. Encounter finish, start audio player, set track listing. We need to call set track listing in the ready function. Otherwise, it's never going to work. And so we do that. And then some of these signals need to go. So we've got switch clip, start audio, stop audio, hand off to controller, take back control. I mean, realistically, that's fine, right? That is, you know, more than enough. So maybe we can just, yeah, go with that. So switch clip is connected to switch clip, and then we just pass in the string name. Okay, so we can test that out realistically. We just go to the entry. So basically, actually, the other thing that we need to check is that if what's currently playing is the thing that we already play. Because I think basically what we're going to do, if background music, when I have the audio stream, this is actually going to be changed to string name. And it's going to be if background music, it's, I guess, yeah. What happens if that's blank? Is it going to turn up null? Or is it always going to be true? Change background music dot emit. That is not what we're going to call. Switch clip. On switch requested. Let's just double check that. On switch requested, switch clip. So, oh yeah, we've got way more than we need, right? Change in switch clip requested isn't used. We got more music control requested, music control ended, audio stop requested. I don't know if we're using that anywhere. We'll have to check. Audio updated. Don't think we're using that either. Audio play start requested. What is that? Change main background music. I don't think that's being used either. But you can check that. You can just go Control F. No, maybe not Control F. What's the actual hotkey for it? Search, find in files, Control Shift F. And then find. Okay, so Signal Manager, emit background music, and then in the signals. So we got the change background music in the actual audio manager. That's the one that I was like, I don't know if we need. It's not even connected. And then in the world, that's the change signal manager.change background. That's not what's being called here. What the hell? I guess because I haven't saved this yet. That's got to be it, right? Correct. Okay, cool. So now we can remove that signal. We're not going to need that. We'll keep the function around, just in case. And then, yeah, okay, let's have a look at some of the other signals. Audio playback start requested. Control Shift F. Start audio player. Okay. Fine, we'll keep it. It's not being called anywhere, but it's there. So we can trigger that. That's all right. So we got what, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there should be 5 signals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so there's one of these does not belong. Is it audio stop requested? Okay, that is definitely being used in more than one place. Encounter GD on audio stop requested .emit. Okay. We are using that. Not that one. On audio updated. It's got to be this, right? Yeah. So we've got a Signal Manager connect set audio label. Huh? Okay, so we are using that. That's... Oh, it's for the debug. Okay. That's why I didn't see it in the other one. Okay, fine. Fine. Okay, let's go back to this. How this is going to work. So in facility 1, we've got on switch requested, and we'll go to facility 1 here. And now the thing that you have to do to make this all work is basically have the correct ring name here. And let's just say for facility 1, welcome back, Operation Red Zone. Hope you had a good break. I don't know. I'm not sure what you were doing. Facility 2, let's just go find facility 2. Actually, signals are very useful. Yeah, they're good. Apparently I use them too much, but you know, it's fine. Where does this connect to? It's the closest room. Facility 3 door. So this is this room here. Let's make this something else. You know what I mean? Let's make this the mystery. Right, and then what happens when we change rooms? Does it switch? Does it crash? Enum music list? That's essentially what this is. We emit a signal with the name, with the track listing. It's held in a dictionary. What's the plan for this game? We're going to make a Metroidvania. It might be big, it might be small. We're not sure. Right now, we're just trying to get everything together, and basically what I'm doing is like, I made like a initial iteration, and then we're going over it, and I guess you just keep doing that until the game's done. But it gets to a certain point, I guess, where you build out more of the world. But right now, I'm fleshing out the audio manager because I want the battles to feel fun, and part of that is the audio. But yeah, since we're here, we might as well, like Hollow Knight or Undertale. Yes, I would say more Hollow Knight than Undertale. Undertale is a Metroidvania? I thought it was an RPG. How would you make an enum so you get a nice drop-down list? It's hard, man, actually. Because what you would need to do is create a tool script. So it's not impossible, but what you would need to do, and enum with strings, yeah. You would need to get the starting audio. Is that what it's called? That is something else. I need to delete that. And this is in the music. I need to delete. We'll be okay. Spring into action interactive is something we do need, right? This is an audio stream interactive. Wait, if you select it from here, you can't do like the transitions? Didn't know that. Pretty sure they implemented type enums into some time ago. Do you need a tool script? Yes, and I was in the process of explaining why that would be necessary, but I got distracted, so my bad. Let's go to scenes, audio manager. Let's just we're in the audio manager, so let's just look at the audio manager. And so basically what I've decided that I'm going to try and do is all the tracks that can be played as background music will be held in a audio stream interactive, which is just like a big list of tracks. So like theoretically, you could take this audio stream interactive, extract the name of the track, and give it a drop down for the levels to use. You could do that. It would be really, I mean, I wouldn't say it would be easy, but it should be something that you can do, but it would need to be a tool script. And so you create a tool script to generate that constant so that you could select it. It would need to probably be a global, potentially. I don't know, the part where it's selectable is kind of the tricky bit. But yeah, it could be done. But right now I'm just going to do string names. Maybe later. But yeah, so you take the string name and you paste it in. That's how we're doing it now. So we'll see. It might crash. Actually, I don't know. We're testing it. So this is going to go to the mystery, and we're going to start on into the facility. So in theory, we should change tracks. If not, we won't, and then we won't. Where's the music playing from? Also, the time on my computer says 10:14 a.m. That cannot be right. I read the Godot docs. They're quite useful. I do too. It's 10:15 a.m. That is not the time, by the way. It is 8:15 p.m. Okay. Let's try. I also read the Godot docs. Yeah, okay, so I switched to clip by name and okay, so how does this even start? That's probably the part that I've missed. Okay, switch to clip. Why is that being called at the run? Switch clip on null method. Stream interactive. Steam, oh, it's not playing yet. So basically, we also need to do a thing here to say if what's the variable called? Stream playback interactive. If not, stream playback. Go to sleep, man? What? It's only 8:15. Bedtime's not for another 2 hours. If not stream playback interactive, then do we push a warning here or just return? No stream. Music player, it means the music isn't playing yet, which is going to happen when you're running the game like this. I don't know, we can expand on that. Return. Okay, let's try it again. Okay, we have sound. Pretty quiet. And we've also got things in the debugger. What does it say? Switch clip player interactive call play before requesting get stream playback. Yeah, okay. Imagine what Godot 4.8 will look like. Do you think they'll change the theme again? I think it'll look the same, right? Okay, so we've got this music. I'm really gonna fix that at some point. So when we change rooms, we want it should change clips, and it does. So the question is now. It was a bit abrupt. We can work on that. Not bad. They switch. Now, what happens if we go to a room that hasn't got one set? Yeah, it just keeps playing. It doesn't do anything. This is a problem. So we do need to set Armored Armadillo theme starts. Grid map or tile map? Tile map 100%. Grid map sucks. What do we do? If not tracks listing has, we return, right? But here we also want to check. There's a bunch of stuff we check, right? If clip name is equal to, actually we have to do this down here, because if it's not playing, then we don't want to do that check. So if how do we get that? Okay, so switch the clip by name. Actually, it's kind of annoying to check. So is there a way within the playback interactive to know get current clip index? Okay, so we can get the current clip index. Have I spoken to stay-at-home dev? Yeah, I have actually. I've spoken to him briefly. I work together with him and a bunch of other guys for the I think it was the Godot Game Awards. Godot Game Awards, I think, was the video he made. It was last year. Where he got, like, he gave out a bunch of awards based on, like, Godot contributors and game makers and all that kind of stuff. And I did, like, one of the, you know, you announced the winner. But that was the last time I spoke to him. So it's been, about a year. A little bit more. Maybe there's a group chat. It's not used that often. I try not to spam as well, because I'm not like I'm the small fry in the group. You know what I'm saying? Get clip name, audio stream interactive, returns the index. You can use this to get the name. Okay, so I need to get the current clip index from the audio stream playback to get the name of the current clip to compare it to the one that I want to change to. Great. Or I can get the index from the dictionary and compare it to the current clip index, which is probably faster, right? So if I go like if stream playback interactive dot get current clip index is equal to track listing square bracket clip name, then return, right? And then we're good. Okay. That should fix that one little bug. Let's test it. Okay, just walk into that, whatever. Perfect. I think I can get rid of that, like, compression that happens when you change rhythms too. But yeah, just working otherwise. Music's maybe a bit louder compared to the mix of everything else that's happening in the game. But But that, I mean, I'm working on it, so that's just how it is right now. And then it changes back when you come through here. That guy went the wrong way. This clip is much better balanced for the game audio. Pretty rare you find that bug. I gotta fix that. Crazy that I haven't fixed that yet. Ooh. Audio, I would say, is in a state of mostly fine that I can use. I just have to write more music. Man, this room sucks from this direction. And I guess, like, the other thing that I need to check, I assume nothing happens when I fight in this encounter. Oh no, because that's like baked into the actual... I'm gonna die. There's no way I make it through the rest of this without health. But I can re-heal, I can heal. Yeah, I forgot that's actually just a part of the encounter. It's not like I didn't set it on that individual one, so I can't heal with it. Jesus. Woo. Okay. Okay. It works. It feels good. I'm stuck on string-based enums. Well, I mean, the other reason I'm not doing that, export enum into the facility via background music list string. Yeah, I mean, you could do that, but like, you would need to make it a global variable. You know what I mean? Because that wouldn't really work in the context of how it is right now, you know? Like, this would need to be made into a global variable. And then, yes, you could, I suppose. You would still need, like, even if you did that, you would need to, like, write out everything, which is why I was saying you need a tool script, because, like, no one's actually going to write out, like, all the different strings that could be. Like, at that point, you might as well just paste them in, you know? But yes, yes, I agree with you. That is probably a more efficient way to do it in the long run. But I don't even have that much music right now, so... we would need like better way of doing that at some point in the future. Right now, there's only 2 background tracks. But I don't disagree with you, if that helps. What do we do here? Player is inactive. Call play before requesting. Okay. Imagine there's hundreds of songs. Yeah, exactly. And you have to like scroll down to like, you're like, oh, okay, so I want a different track to play here. What is it called again? And then you go back to the audio manager and then you have to like scroll down this list of all the different clips that could be in this. Like, yeah, that would suck, but there's only 2 right now. Yeah, like getting that information out of, I mean, you could even like make the argument that you would save all of your songs into a folder and then use a tool script to build the audio stream interactive rather than set it up by hand. You know what I mean? Like that would make more sense if you had more songs. But like right now, the time investment for doing this by hand is not a big deal. So we'll just do it that way for now. But yeah, there's ways you could make this way more efficient. For sure. But we're not going to spend time on that right now because like it's just too much work. What's next on the list? I need to probably make a list. Director program pattern, meet DJ program pattern. Literally DJ, yeah. What is next on the list? So that's the audio player done. I need to make music for the boss and more art. I need more art. That's really where we're at right now. I don't think there's much else in terms of code that's like high on the list of priorities. I'm trying to think. What have we come across lately? That's kind of a problem. Aside from the aforementioned list of music that we're eventually going to need to maintain. You could even do that as a CSV file. You have a CSV file. But I think you could just like loop through the folder if you had them all saved in a folder, like audio, music. Right now I've got like, I've got the folder of the stems of Spring Into Action. You wouldn't want to use this, right? Because it's got all the different stems that you want to play. This is for the manual music controller. It's not really useful for background music. But like these ones here, the Mystery 2, they are like, you would just loop through this and build a string list. And that's your audio track listing. And then you expose that as a global variable somehow. I guess in the game state. It's kind of, I hate global variables. Yeah, I guess. How many do I have at this point? Do I have too many? I have 4. One of them isn't mine. We've got Signal Manager, we've got the game state, and then we've got the overrides. Which really doesn't need to be a global, probably. Okay. So what the hell was I doing before audio? I have no idea how you would do that in a tool script, only use it for in-editor tweaking and node creation. It's just to make the list, right? Because like, in order for this dropdown to be like useful, it needs to have like all the music in it. Right? And to be fair, like if you had that, then it would make like changing the music a lot easier too. It wouldn't need to like check it against strings or anything like that. It could just be an enum, right? That's attached to this int, right? And then yeah, but you would need that listing. And to get that, you would loop through the folder to like look at all the tracks that are even available, create a interactive, because you can make these by code, create the transitions, which is just like an any clip transition for next beat, fade. Like it's not that complicated right now. And then you would save that in the globals. I wonder. I don't think it would be possible because without a tool script, you can't get to these in code, right? So you can't just go like export enum as a drop down. How does this even work? You wrote it there before. It's like track. Is that even a variable like that? Where's your code? I always forget with enums. I use them so little. I'm looking through the chat to find what you wrote. So yeah, okay, so then it would be, yeah, you can export enum and then bracket. And then this choice would be, I mean, would it even be that though? Let's have a look at enums. You got me thinking, how would you even do this? Let me just export category, no, export custom. So this list, it would need to be something else. See how you can do export character items array, export enum character item, export var character items array, and this becomes your list that you can choose from. Right, because if you use this is essentially what you want to do, but like this would be like a list of like your things. An int, string, array, pack 32, pack 64, so it'd be like a pack string, yeah, which you can do as a property enumerated list of options or an array. if the property is an int, so say if we had like a global list of pack string arrays of all the different tracks, and then you could export this as an array and then use that as like an item like this. So we could just mock this up, right? This is what you would do. You would need probably in the game state, you would think it would be saying to have a folder with all the music and a tool script that creates a nice list. Yeah, I mean, that's what I've been saying for like the last bit. Game state, right? And say if you have, not this bit, but like this bit goes in like the level. And then this bit, the enum character item, would be like your list. Wherever you get that from, I'm actually not sure. Let's just say that, I don't even know if it would be an enum, right? It said that it could be a packed. Let's go back to the docs. Export an int string array int, or a pack string array. Export enum, and then this would be the global variable. I wonder if it works. Let's just see. So, not here. I don't think this would be this would just be a variable, right? And it would just be called like track lists. And it would be a packed string, which I think would be the most sensible thing. And then you just make this equal to like a couple of strings, right? Let's just make them like into the facility. I don't think it's spelled this way, but we'll just do it. And then the next one would be the mystery, right? And then you save that, and then you go to facility 01, and you make this export var. What is it? The export var character items array character items. So export array. And then this would be game state, not game start, game state. Yeah, this is the problem, right? This can't be like, this has to be a class. This can't be. So would you store it in a class then? I wonder. There's not a class for the game state? It's kind of funny. Okay, let's take this and put it in the audio manager. Not pass global audio manager. Oh, because there's this. So if we go audio manager.track list. Wonder how this is actually ended up showing up. Yeah, it's not. I don't know. How does this get added in? Is that even expected? Oh, you got to do like the curly brackets. An easy way to create an array, but having a variable of that equal to one of the values I don't get. Yeah, that's the part. Expected identifier for the enum. So would this just be like into the facility? This would be like an index. It doesn't really matter what it's called. You know. Right. And then you go back to facility 3 or facility 1. And then can you choose it here then? Huh. Choose an audio manager. Yeah, I don't know how you get to that as making an export enum. Oh, I'm not even using the right. And then that would be the name of the strings. can you use game state here? You can. So then you go track listing. It wouldn't really put it in that, but like, welcome, huzzah, Vimy. How are you doing today? And then we've got to like move that back now. Change, wait, forward. Take this, go back to the game state, save. Game state, save. Facility 3. How do these look again? I've forgotten everything. Export enum var character item array. If you want to choose the name GD script enums, then use export instead. It should look like this, right? Export var track list and then the name of the variable. I don't know. Export. Let's just try this. Like var, then the name of the thing. And this is a string. Export enum isn't a constant expression. Come on, man. We're getting closer to me like understanding this. What's the game we're working on? We're working on a Metroidvania. We're currently trying to work on the music. But as NA Games has pointed out, it would make more sense for the music when you choose it, the background music for the level, it should be a drop-down list. And we're just sort of working out how we can make that happen as an exposed variable. And then like eventually maybe we can create a tool that can create this list for us. But right now we're struggling. Let's just call it track list. And it's a curly brackets like this. And we'll just call this into runtime file and loading and saving docs into the facility. I don't think it's there. I think once we figure out how this variable can be structured, once we know that, building this variable will not be that difficult, because into the facility, let's just call it into for now. And then the other one is mystery, right? And they just relate to the names, something like that. And then save. And then in the facility, like in the actual level, export num isn't, it could be like this because we changed it to track list. Invalid argument for annotation export enum. Argument 1 should be a string, but is gamestate.tracklist. You're killing me. You're killing me. I guess we just make it a track list. Like this. Export enum var. An enum can't be like strings like that, can it? Can it be? I don't know. GameState.tracklist. This can't be like a type, but we can make it equal to GameState.tracklist. No, it requires a variable type int, array type int. Okay, well, it's type int. Jesus. Invalid annotation for export. Argument 1 should be a string, but it is GameState.tracklist. God damn. So I should do it like this, maybe? Why is my brain not working with this? Let's get this. And then type of character. It's not going to work because it's not going to be able to, you can't go like the type is not GameState dot whatever, because GameState doesn't have a class. We need to classify it, but then the problem is it's a global enum. It's not a global, it's a global variable. Like here you can access the GameState, right? It's a constant. Like, I don't know, man. This requires more thinking than I am. GameState.tracklist. Hit save on that. And then when we go to this, by the way, we've completely broken everything. Okay, that's working now. And now you can choose into or mystery, right? So that's what you're thinking. It's a bit harder than you expected. No kidding. That's what I was trying to tell you, man. So this is the variable, right? So you create the variable, right? You can choose the two, but like creating that list of variables is like the challenge. Because right now it's not so bad. You can type out two. It's like kind of the same thing, which is what I was getting at. But where you store this or create this enum track listing, I'd much prefer this to be strings. I'd much prefer this just to be like a massive list of strings that we can select from. And like how we do that is a bit of a mystery to me. You think it would be like an enum like this. You would probably need to work on the structure of our entire project. I mean, I think in theory it works. It makes more sense to do it that way. Like, I give you that. But right now it's like kind of a bit, this should just be string name. And just type it in. You know what I mean? And like it's like, yeah, just copy. Ooh. Just copy this. But one day build this by code, but not right now. And you need to put that on every single one of the levels you make. But yeah, it makes sense for it to be a drop-down box. It makes way more sense. Let's just make sure everything still works. Is game not running? Background music can go. Yeah, still works. Sometimes one is harder to get than all of them. Why does he do that, by the way? Okay. It works. And then we go over here. And then yeah, we don't have any music for the boss yet. Also, the stretch for this is crazy. Is it still like easy to cheese this boss by standing here and not moving at all? Yeah, you can just cheese the boss by not moving. Oh, I suppose technically, like... Oh, I got out of the way. I still got it. That's so funny that you can do that. But yeah, there's no music for this boss yet. Yeah, cool. Alright. I mean, that's all I wanted to do today. I need to like, I'm getting to that point where I need to get like a Trello board or something out so that I can keep track of the things I need to do, because I'm forgetting, and it's become a bit of a struggle to like keep on task, if that makes sense, because there's a lot of different little things to do, and I sort of just like hover around and try different things, and we are making progress, but it's definitely slowed down from what it was when we were still just building out the basic prototype. So we need to improve on that at some point. Next week is also going to be like a bit of a weird one, although I think I can stream Monday morning, to be honest, based on the trades. I think they're not going to be here in the morning, so I'll be good to go. But other than that, I think we're going to call it a night. But I'll be back on Monday morning. I'll be here. I don't know what I'm going to do. I need to think about what's next. The answer is art and music, and I don't really want to do those on stream. That's the problem. It's more vulnerable than writing code. Level design as well. There's also some questions around the map. The minimap doesn't work anymore. That's another thing that I know for a fact is broken in the game, and I need to fix it. Because of all the changes that I've done over the years, over the months, I should say. So the menus need to be touched up. You've got your items and stuff. But if you go to the map, I think it's busted, eh? And all this. There's a lot of here that just needs to be touched up. So what happens if I go to another room? I think the map only breaks if you start moving. All these enemies need fixing too. Yeah, there it goes. So it breaks if you go somewhere else. Because it can't find the level that you're supposed to be on. I need to regenerate it, basically. Because that is a tool script. Because who could be bothered drawing a map every time you change the map? But yeah. Okay, so that's next. Alright, guys. I'm going to bed. Have a good day. Have a good weekend. Sorry I haven't been around this week. I apologize. It's just been a busy time. But yeah, that'll be... I think it's going to be a couple of weeks. Honestly, I'm not too sure. You know how they are. You know how tradesmen are. They'll tell you like, we're starting on this day, but they're not telling me when they're going to be done. Because they don't know, and neither do I. Because you never know what you're going to find when you start tearing up bathrooms, eh? So, yeah, it's a pretty tricky little situation. I don't know how long it's going to go on for or how much it's going to disrupt my work. But it is what it is. This is the last one. After that, the inside of the house is done. So it's been 3 years. And yeah, we'll be home free. Hello, Magmi. I'm just about to end my stream. I apologize. I am leaving you as soon as you arrived. I was just lamenting about my schedule being kind of ruined. That's literally it. Do you like my teddy bear? Yeah, one question. Go ahead, I'm here. What do you guys think? New channel mascot? We are all ears. I'm a fellow dev. How will you deal with if your game doesn't succeed? Just make another one. Yeah, teddy bear is big. Yeah, I'll just make another game. If this game doesn't work out, basically my plan is to make a, I'll make a vertical slice. I mean, I guess we're beyond that, but I'm going to make like a kind of like alpha demo. And if it has interest, if people like it, if it gets positive feedback, I'll keep making it. If it falls on deaf ears, if no one cares about the game I'm making, then it's probably time to move on. You know what I mean? Make a smaller game is probably what I'm going to do. But we'll see, you know? You don't know until you start. If you got to put it on itch. So you make games until you succeed. It's about the journey. NA Games is right. All the stuff you learn along the way is what really counts. The rest of it, it's all about, you know, like, yeah, you might make some money, you might not. I think it's different for different people, right? It depends on what stage of life you're in. I'm older. I have a career. I have a job. I have security in my life. And this is not what I do full time. It's just something I do for fun. And so if I succeed, that's just bonuses for me. It's just more tax headaches. You know what I mean? And if I fail, make another one. That's all we have to worry about. Just keep making games. Just make games. That's what I always, like, I think I've got like some stuff in the bottom bar. I made some merch years ago. Just make games. That's all you need to worry about. But, you know, if it's your livelihood, it's a bit different. You know, for me, that's not the case. So, you know, we'll be out here making games until we die, which we hope is a very long time from now. And on that existential dread thought, I shall leave you.